Okay, let's get started. Today's lecture has been canceled, but I think we can continue our lab classes because the data structures have been introduced in the maybe last week's lectures, right? So please download the laboratory5.python notebook file from Blackboard, and then please use your Anaconda to open it. And if you still have troubles with opening the Anaconda Navigator, maybe I suggest you to visit me tomorrow during my office hour. It's 4:30 to 5:30 in the Engineering Center 304 here. It's a serious problem because for now we have already covered 5 labs, right? So we submit 4 lab assignments. So if you still have trouble opening these Jupyter labs or completing your labs, it's a serious problem. Please solve it as soon as possible because you need to submit your work lab assignment, and actually you need to submit the weekly assignment, right? So I assume yeah, so this one you need to submit by the end of Wednesday, okay? All right, so please, if you still have questions about the Anaconda, so please visit me tomorrow. All right, so let's get started. Today we're going to learn how to use the data structures. First, please double click last name, first name, and then our number. And please make sure it's a markdown cell type, okay? And I see someone, you choose the code and then run again, then you have some errors. It's not correct, okay? So please use the markdown. And yeah, revise it. And next one, please run the script. You don't need to revise anything, just run and show your host name, username, and kernel information, okay? And actually today we are going to learn 3 different data types, lists, tuples, and dictionaries, right? And a list, we have already used several, used the list several times, right? So a list is a collection of data that's somehow related, right? So it could be any data type, it could be integer, floats, and strings, right? So, and to declare a list, you can write the list name and assign it with values, or you please make sure to use the square brackets. Square brackets used to identify the variable as a list, okay? And next one's append method is very, very, very useful and important. You can use this way to fill it, or to add some elements at the end of this list, okay? And it starts as 0, the index. A lot of other languages start at 1, but yeah, just a convention. Yeah, so for C, C++, and Python, they start at 0. Okay, the first element in the list has an index of 1. The second one has an index of 0. The second one has the index of 1, and so on. Okay, so here this 1, so you see the index 3 has the value of number 4. The 4th element is 9, right? So let's see some real world, some concrete examples. You can write, and then first one you see here is create an empty list because there's only the square brackets, right? And the print out, right? So you see this empty. And next one, you use append to add 1 item to this list and print print again. So you see there's one list. It's called one element 745, right? And the second one, you can also define another list called my list, and then it is my list, right? Here it's my list, and the next one is very important to how to select a sub list. So here, how to next one start. Actually here is that you can 3 to 6, right? It means the start index and the end index. So the slice, so the first element would be the start index of this list. So 3, you need to find. Index 3 is the 1, 2, 3, first, second, third, fourth. The fourth one would be the first one, right? And then 6 would be the end index. And the sliced sublist would be the last element of the sliced sublist would be the element before this. It means before the seventh. Yeah, so you see 4th, 5th, 6th before the 7th, right? So that's why here is these 3 elements. So you see that's why here's 9, 13, and 66. It's about how to slice a sublist. You can try it, okay? So if you're not sure, you can try it by yourself. Use with the cells, perform more experiments on your own computer, okay? And then you can use the sum function to sum all the numbers in a list. Actually, it's not only the sublist. You can use the sum function to sum all the numbers in any list. And then here they get the length of the list. You see number. And actually, you can also create a new one. Please don't revise your cells. I want to show you one demo here, okay? List, you can also create my list. It's the same, right? So print again, you can print again. It is the sum of the my list, okay? So it's the same. So if you want to check the length of the list, you can use this way, my list, and then my length. Okay, you can use the same one, and then you see the length would be 8. So it means there are 8 elements. 4, so it means there are 8 elements in the list. Okay, so any questions so far? Okay, next one is about the second one is a special list. It's called tuple. So a tuple is a special kind of list. Actually, it's built based on the list, where the values cannot be changed after the list is created. So you see you use round brackets here, right? And then my tuple name. When you define a tuple, you don't want other guys to change the value of this list. That's why you use the tuple, okay? And round brackets, and then here's the name of all the month, right? So January, February to December. Okay, so I assume no one want to change the names of the months, right? So that's why here use a tuple. And then the third one would be a little bit special and complicated. It's called dictionary. Actually, it's not very normal or widely used in other languages. So in Python, we use it a lot. All right. But dictionary is a special kind of list where the items are related data pairs. Okay, so the second element could be a list. So actually, you have each element consists two components. The first one would be, we call it a key, and second one would be called a value, right? Usually the key would be a string, but the value could be a number or a string or a float number or a list, even a list or a tuple. So it doesn't matter. Even in some other cases, it could be a dictionary. Yeah, so I will show you in today's class. Here is, you see, it's a very simple dictionary. We use our curly brackets, and then the first one, Dusty, and then the value would be a float number, and second one, the key, and the value would be float number, right? We have two different ways to declare a dictionary. The first one, we can use the curly brackets and write the key colon and and the value comma here, and then the curly brackets at the end. You can also use a dictionary method. You see dictionary method and round brackets, and here the key would be the key and assign this value to the key, but in this way you don't need to use the double quotes. You see, if you use the curly brackets, you need to use the double quotes, but when you use the dictionary method, you don't need to use the double quotes. All right. There's two different ways to build your own dictionaries. Otherwise, okay, but I prefer the first one. I think it's simpler, right? Yeah. So let's see some concrete examples. First one would be a tuple. You see that my tuple name is January, February here, right? And if I want to, for example, I want to change something, maybe change second one would be another thing. The second one would be December, maybe try it. You see it's an error, right? So you see that you can read the error. Tuple object doesn't support atom assignment. So it means you cannot assign it, right? But in this way, as you see, if I want to assign something to maybe 100 and print again, so you check out, okay? Right, you see this one has been changed, right? So the third atom is changed from 5 to 200. You can find it from here, right? So it works. But if you want to change the object in the tuple, it would be an error. Okay, so please make sure don't change anything from a tuple. All right. And next one is about the dictionary. So here's two different ways to declare a dictionary. The first one, my past name and math, past name and math 2, right? So you see, if you print them, they are exactly the same, but two different ways to declare it. Okay, so any questions so far? All right. And the next one is some more examples about tuples and dictionaries. So for example, here, you create a new tuple called my tuple name. It's the name of month, and then print out the index 4. You can also use the square brackets and the index number to print out, to access the different elements, right? So index 4 means the fifth element. It means the May, right? You can write the fifth element of the tuple is about the May, right? Check out is a May. And second one, you use a dictionary, right? Create a dictionary, and after that, Dusty and Spain, and you want to check that, and then here, when you want to like retrieve the value of one key, you can use the dictionary name and then square brackets, and then please make sure you use a double quotes and the key. And after that, you can get the value. Okay, you can use this way to retrieve the value. All right. And next one is about to here. When you write, you'll find out this would be 6.3, right? This would be 6.3. And next one is how to change some values in a dictionary. Yeah, so here we retrieve the last element, that's the value of the key, right? And then we change it to 0.01, 0.01, yeah. And then you can do that again and then print out, okay? You see, she lost the weight. Yeah, so it means you can use this way to change the value of the dictionaries. Or you also use this way to change something in the list, but not the tuple, all right? And alternative dictionaries. So it's another way to declare these dictionaries, and that, but this retrieve way is the same, okay? So, and then please make sure to active this one, and then do that again. All right. So please remove this hash key comment and active this line and write and show me the error. Then you will know you cannot change the items of the tuple. Okay. So when you submit your work today, please make sure you have this error. Show me this error. All right. Please active this line and show me the error. Okay, it's about the this example. So any questions so far? All right. So let's see I think it's the last example today. So as you see, we only use a simple dictionary, right? So the keys are all strings and the values are all floats, but the values could be any other different types. It could be a float or a string or a list or a tuple or even a dictionary. The value could be a dictionary. So let's check out. The first one here is you see the key would be a string and the value would be a string. And then the key would be it's also a string. You see here, even though it's a float number, it's an integer number, but we consider it as a string. And the value would be a list. Okay. So and for the third atom, the key of the third atom would be a string, and then it is a list. But in this list, the third atom of the list would be a tuple again. Okay, so you see it's a little bit complicated. All right, so write, and you see it's a result. Okay, so next one, when you want to call something, for example here, let me create a new one. So when you want to call it, because it's a dictionary name, and here is the key name. So after that, you will retrieve the value of this key, right? It will be this list, right? So if you want to, you can use this way to retrieve the list, right? Oh, another thing is when this cell is only one variable, it's the same as print this variable, okay? Only if there's only one variable in a single cell, you don't need to write the print. It will show you the value of the variable. Okay, so it's the same as this way. But if there is some other statements or some other lines of the codes, it won't work. Okay, so please make sure only if there's only one variable inside a cell, you can use this way to print. In other ways, you need to write the print function and then the variables inside the print. Okay. So as you see here, the 2020, the value of 2020 would be a list, right? And after that, if you use it again, you use the square brackets again to get the atom. You see, it's the index of this list. So it means the fourth element of the list, right? For first, second, third, fourth. Pandemic, right? So run again and see it will print out the pandemic, because first you use this way to retrieve the value, is this list, and then get the fourth element of the list. All right. So any questions so far? All right, so next one, so you see this bond run again. So you see it's the last one, right? It's the last element. After you run it, it will print out this this list. It's also the value of this bond key, right? And then you check out it's a 2. 2 means the third element is a last element. Run again, so it will show the third element of this value. And after that, if you choose the 1, it means the second element of this tuple, it will be Tokyo, right? Run again, then it is Tokyo. Okay, so and you can use this way to check the first element. It will print out the last variable, right? Print out the last variable. It will be 0. It means the pairs. Okay, so actually, so it's also a good example. So if you put 3 different variables here, it will only print out the last variable. Okay, you can print it this way. First would be the value is a list, and then the third element of the list is a tuple. Okay, and then the first element of the tuple is be pairs. It's only one string. So here's the complicated, we can also call nested dictionary, and then you will learn how to retrieve the elements, how to access the elements of instead of values, the list or the tuples. Okay. All right, here's some readings. So if you are interested about the Python data structures, you can read them. And please make sure to activate this line and then show me the error. First of all, you need to revise the first element to input your last name, first name, and our number, and run this script and run all the cells here, run all the cells of today's class. And then please make sure to only revise one line, is this line. So remove the hash symbol, hash key, and then run this line and show me the error. And after you finish all of this, convert it to HTML and then PDF. And after that, submit the PDF file to the Blackboard. Okay, so that's all I want to share today. If you don't have any questions, please feel free to leave, and see you on Wednesday. Thank you, guys. Have a nice day. And if you have some questions, you can stay here. We can discuss.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. Have a good one.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, so I just had a question. So the last cell, yeah, just go down.
This one, right?
Yeah, so when you run it normally, only Paris comes up, but when you change them all to print, they all come up. Why is that?
Yes. Yeah, because actually it is only one variable, right? So if you write several variables inside a cell, it will only print out the last variable. So that's why if you want to check all the values of these variables, you need to use the print function. Okay.
So if I put all those in different cells, they would all show up.
Yeah, like this one, like here, you see,
Okay.
Like here, I write in separate file cells, and then they are all showed up. Yeah.
Okay. That was it. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Thank you. Yeah.